So you guys all know Boathouse Row in Philadelphia, right? You've seen the hundreds of boats out there on the Schuylkill. When I was growing up, none of that was there. Almost nobody rowed except for the University of Pennsylvania and old guys like Grace Kelly's brother. But when I was in high school, a few of the schools around the city decided to revive their rowing programs. And even though my school is only a mile from the river at 17th and Girard, I didn't really care because I was playing basketball and that's all I thought about. But in the spring of my senior year, it was my last basketball season, and the rowing coach came to the gym and he called over everybody over 6 foot to recruit us for the rowing team. At that point, I had nothing else going on, so I thought, you know what, let's give it a try. And it turned out that even though I was and remain a really mediocre basketball player, for some reason I was a natural at rowing. I don't know if it's because all the sport requires is taking a piece of wood and doing this over and over again. It's the only sport that was actually originally a form of punishment for galley slaves. It was dynamite. So within 2 weeks of trying rowing for the first time, I made the varsity 4 of my school. We won the Catholic League championships, we won the city championships. We were doing dynamite, and we were approaching the Stotesbury Regatta, which is going to be the national championship. And for the first time, we were going to go up against all those New England elite prep schools which have dominated the sport of rowing for hundreds of years. The only problem was the Stotesbury Regatta was going to be the day after our senior prom. Now, we had to be on the water at 2 o'clock for our race. And so the entire team made a pact that we were going to be home from the prom and in bed by midnight. But I still consider myself more of a basketball player than a rower. And we had our own tradition, which was get demolished, which I did. Next thing I remember, it was about 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was with my date in the back of Billy Flynn's car in front of my house. And my angry Sicilian mother was hauling me out of the car by what was then my hair. Billy Flynn was helping me out by leaning on the horn saying, "Deuce, did you use a rubber? Did you use a rubber?" My Catholic mother pushed me in the house and goes, "You get changed, we're going to church." Takes me 8 o'clock mass. I survived that, hungover, sick to my stomach. On the way home, she stops off the hardware store, gets 4 giant cans of black tar driveway sealant, and says, "You're gonna tar that driveway before you leave this goddamn house." It's blazing sun outside, and I'm out there, no food, no rest, no sleep, just yuking and tarring and vomiting and tarring over it. Takes me 3 hours. I finish it at 1:30. It gives me just enough time to haul ass to the boathouse. I get there. I'm smelling of tar and vomit and like my date and weed and beer. And then I've got to get into a boat, a wobbly boat. We row up to the starting line, and there we are. It's 4 South Philly jabronis surrounded by guys from Andover, Kent, and Exeter, the elite of the sport. And luckily, our coxswain, the guy in the back of the boat, was this like little 3-foot gangster from South Philly that thought this was like a knife fight. And he's screaming at these other coxswains like, "You get in my lane, I'll fucking destroy you!" I don't know if that was the reason why, but we ended up killing it. We won this race by open water. I ended up getting a scholarship to one of the schools we beat on the strength of that race. And because of that, I ended up getting to an Ivy League school. All from the fact that I had the race of my lifetime with an blood alcohol content, which should have put me in jail. Now, to this day, my mom is convinced that the reason why I had the race of a lifetime with a serious, chronically impaired hangover is because I was afraid that I went home, she'd beat the shit out of me again. But honest to God, I think the secret is, and I'll reveal this to you now because all statute of limitations has passed, I think the reason why I did so well was because I spent 3 hours huffing a chemical petroleum narcotic prior to the race. If I had a urine test after that race, it would have come out like a thick black stream of performance-enhancing drugs. So whether it was the fumes or the fury, I just want to say, Mom, take a bow. Thanks. Woo. All right.